Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into some of the strangest laws that are still on the books today. You won't believe some of these. From bizarre bans to head-scratching regulations, we're taking a trip around the world to uncover the most ridiculous legal remnants of history, questionable judgment, and just plain old weirdness. Buckle up, because some of these laws are so outlandish, you'll be questioning how they ever came to be. Let's kick things off in Singapore, a nation known for its pristine streets. But behind this spotless facade lies a dark, chewy secret. Chewing gum is banned. Yes, you heard that right. That little piece of chewy goodness is public enemy number one in Singapore. Now, before you picture gum smuggling rings operating in the shadows, the ban isn't as draconian as it sounds. It was implemented in 1992 after gum vandals wreaked havoc, sticking wads on sidewalks, public transportation, you name it. It was a sticky situation, literally. The government decided enough was enough and slapped a ban on the import and sale of chewing gum. And you know what? It worked. Singapore's streets are sparkling clean, but don't think you can just waltz into Singapore with a pack of juicy fruit. While possessing a small amount for personal use is allowed, try sticking your gum under a park bench and you'll be facing a hefty fine. So if you're planning a trip to Singapore, leave your chewing gum at home. Or, just swallow it like a normal person. Just kidding, don't do that. From the squeaky clean streets of Singapore, we travel to the land of chocolate and cuckoo clocks, Switzerland. Now, the Swiss are known for their punctuality, their cheese, and their aversion to making noise after 10 p.m. Yes, you heard that correctly. In Switzerland, flushing your toilet after 10 p.m. is a criminal offense. I know what you're thinking. John, are you sure you haven't been hitting the absinthe a little too hard? But I assure you, this is a real law. Apparently, the sound of flushing toilets is considered noise pollution in Switzerland, and they take their noise pollution very seriously. So if nature calls in the middle of the night, you better hold it in or risk facing the wrath of your noise-sensitive neighbors. Now, before you start picturing Swiss police officers conducting late-night bathroom raids, it's important to note that this law is rarely enforced. It's more of a guideline, a suggestion, a gentle nudge to be mindful of your neighbors while they're trying to dream of cheese and chocolate. Next stop, Australia, home to kangaroos, koalas, and apparently a shocking number of unqualified electricians. That's right, folks, in Victoria, Australia, changing a light bulb is a job best left to the professionals. Unless you're a licensed electrician, you could be breaking the law by attempting to change that blown-out bulb. Now, before you dismiss this as another case of overprotective government, there is some logic behind this seemingly absurd law. Australia takes electrical safety very seriously, and for good reason. They have some of the most dangerous creatures on Earth, and the last thing they need is people electrocuting themselves trying to change a light bulb. So, if you're in Victoria and your living room suddenly resembles a dungeon, don't even think about grabbing a ladder and a new bulb. Call a licensed electrician, and while you're at it, maybe ask them to check for venomous spiders while they're at it. Chapter 4. Samoa says happy birthday or else the perils of forgetful spouses. Let's hop over to the beautiful island nation of Samoa, where the sun is shining, the beaches are pristine, and forgetting your wife's birthday could land you in hot water. That's right, folks. In Samoa, forgetting your spouse's birthday isn't just a relationship faux pas. It's a matter for the law. Now, before you start picturing Samoan husbands being dragged off to jail for forgetting to buy flowers, it's important to note that this law is more symbolic than anything else. It's a lighthearted way of emphasizing the importance of marriage and respect within Samoan culture. That being said, I wouldn't recommend testing the limits of this law. After all, do you really want to be the person who ends up in Samoan court arguing that you simply forgot your wife's birthday? Just buy the card and the flowers, okay? Chapter 5. The United Kingdom's fishy business handling salmon with suspicion. Across the globe to the UK, a land known for its tea, crumpets, and apparently a deep mistrust of anyone handling salmon suspiciously. Yes, you read that right. In the UK, it's illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances. Now, before you start picturing salmon police officers patrolling the streets, interrogating anyone carrying a fish, let's unpack this bizarre law. The law dates back to the Salmon and Freshwater Fisheries Act of 1975, and it was designed to prevent illegal fishing and poaching. But the wording of the law is so vague and open to interpretation that it's become something of a running joke in the UK. What exactly constitutes suspicious circumstances when it comes to handling a salmon? Is it the way you're holding it? The look in your eye? The world may never know? Chapter 6. France says non to pig named Napoleon, a legacy protected by law. Let's hop across the channel to France, the land of baguettes, berets, and a surprising law protecting the name of a certain emperor. That's right, folks. In France, you can't name your pig Napoleon. I know what you're thinking. John, are you sure you haven't accidentally wandered onto the set of a Monty Python sketch? But I assure you, this is a real law, and it's been on the books since 1910. Apparently, naming your pig after Napoleon Bonaparte is considered insulting to the legacy of the former emperor. Now, you might be wondering how strictly this law is enforced. Well, let's just say that the French authorities have bigger fish to fry, or pigs to not name Napoleon. But still, it's a fascinating glimpse into the enduring legacy of Napoleon and the lengths to which some countries will go to protect the honor of their historical figures. Chapter 7. Alabama's War on Church Giggles, the Fake Mustache Fiasco. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Alabama, where the sweet tea is strong, the accents are thicker, and wearing a fake mustache that causes laughter in church is strictly prohibited. You heard that right. In Alabama, disrupting a church service with a fake mustache is a crime. Now, before you start picturing Alabama police officers patrolling churches, confiscating Groucho Marx glasses, let's dive into the history of this bizarre law. It dates back to a time when disrupting a church service was taken very seriously. And apparently, fake mustaches were considered the height of disrespect. While it's highly unlikely that anyone has been arrested for this offense in recent history, the law remains on the books, a testament to a simpler time when laughter in church was frowned upon, and fake mustaches were considered public enemy number one. Let's journey to Japan, the land of the rising sun, sushi, and a unique approach to public health, the Metabo Law. This law, enacted in 2008, aims to shrink waistlines by setting maximum waistline measurements for its citizens. That's right, folks. In Japan, being overweight isn't just a health concern. It's potentially against the law. Now, before you start picturing Japanese citizens being measured by the fashion police, it's important to understand the context of this law. Japan has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, and the government is very proactive when it comes to public health. The Metabo Law isn't about punishing people for their weight. It's about encouraging healthier lifestyles and preventing obesity-related illnesses. Let's head north to Canada, the land of maple syrup hockey, and a surprising law that could leave you with a pocket full of useless change. That's right, folks. In Canada, there's a limit to how many coins you can use in a single transaction. Now, before you start picturing Canadian cashiers counting out pennies with magnifying glasses, let's break down this quirky law. The Currency Act of 1985 states that you can't use more than $25 in coins for transactions over $1,000, and for good reason. Imagine trying to buy a car with a suitcase full of nickels. It would be a logistical nightmare for everyone involved. So while this law might seem strange at first glance, it's actually a practical measure designed to keep transactions running smoothly. Our final stop takes us to Venice, the enchanting Italian city built on water renowned for its gondolas, romantic ambience, and a surprising bylaw feeding the pigeons is a no-no. Yes, those feathered fiends that flock to St. Mark's Square are no longer welcome to a free lunch, at least not from tourists. Now, before you picture the Doge of Venice personally chasing away pigeons with a broom, let's understand the reasoning behind this law. Venice has been grappling with a pigeon problem for years. The birds, while seemingly charming, were damaging historical monuments with their acidic droppings and, frankly, becoming a nuisance. So the city decided to take action, banning the sale of birdseed and encouraging tourists to admire the pigeons from afar without contributing to their overpopulation. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 bizarre laws from around the world that prove that truth is often stranger than fiction. From chewing gum bans to suspicious salmon handling, these laws offer a fascinating glimpse into the diverse and often hilarious legal landscapes of our planet. So, the next time you're feeling stifled by the mundane, remember these strange laws and take comfort in the fact that somewhere out there, someone is probably breaking one right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting content. See you next time.